Mail. Good morning, everybody. You're tuned to Computers 2K now on the Nissan Communications Network. I'm Amnon, your host for the next hour or so, along with Gal.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. And Katie's here.
Morning.
And Nick is here.
Good morning as well.
And Spence is here too.
Top of the day, sir.
Yeah. Our number is
And Ammon's here too. Look at that.
Our number is 561-518-9773. And today's show is made possible by vMix Software and is sponsored by Tom Sinclair of Life Streaming Gear.
My number is 32.
It's hot.
Very hot. I
Hot
usually
for the
open.
last 2 months.
I usually open my window so that my cat can neighbor watch because he likes to sit at the windowsill. Oh my God! Say that word for me.
Windowsill?
Windowsill and watch the neighbors. But I opened up the window just a crack this morning, and I was like, nope.
I'm not paying to air condition my house, so all of it can go outside for nothing.
Yeah. What did they say? I'm not paying to air condition the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You need to buy one of those cat shelves that you install in the window. It's all glassed in, but
I've
it
seen
actually is a
those.
little shelf that sits outside the window. And the
Yeah.
cat can sit outside. You see it in apartment buildings, like on the 30th floor, where the cat's hanging out.
He
looking
is
up
very
down.
cute. He loves. I have a little stool, so he sits on the stool and then he puts his paws up there and he just watches the neighbors. And he's so nosy.
Those outdoor windows kind of, like, because I've seen those. I get ads on Instagram for them, and I'm always like, somebody just wanted to rip this out of the window. Not to steal the cat necessarily. I don't know that there's big business in that.
Yeah.
But, like, as an easy entry to your house, I'm curious how sturdy those things are if you just gave it a solid back and forth pull on the outside of the window. If that thing would just come flying
Not good,
out.
unless you're up like 2 or 3 stories.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen, it's just a while ago, but in somewhere in Europe, they actually had a pod that would install in the window of the apartment for a baby
Oh my God.
in a small apartment, like a bubble that they would put 30 stories up. And that's where the small apartment would have like a little nook for the baby hanging out. People looked at that. You're crazy.
Back when I was a kid, my grandma had something like this installed in a window, but it was just a cage with screen on it, and this was to keep food cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Keep
you're
food what?
talking. It's the natural refrigerator
Yeah.
in cool climates.
Yep.
It'll be like an external cupboard.
It's like
Yeah.
the cartoons when they put the pie on the windowsill.
Similar to that idea, but that's just for the pie to cool down for a bit. Here is, that the night air is going to be cool. You'll actually put, I don't know, you put perishables there because it'll be cooler outside than inside.
Yep.
So,
Huh.
yeah. This is before refrigerators.
And you couldn't dig a good root cellar in an apartment.
No, you couldn't dig a cellar at all.
So what happened this week?
I finally mounted it. Excuse me. Finally mounted the TV in my office on the wall. It only took 5 years after I've moved in my house 5 years ago this week. So I finally got that done. That was exciting.
5 years?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I bought in July of 20. Yeah.
And the wall didn't fall down?
No, I was a little concerned. It was an Amazon Basic, really nice mount. I'll put the link in the chat from Amazon Basic. But boy, did it have these big old wall screws. And on the other side of this wall is the spare bathroom. And I was like, oh, knowing my luck, I'm going to drill right through the side of the shower. Fortunately, that was not the case. But I'm pretty happy. I'm trying to see how much I bought this mount for. I bought
Well,
this
wait.
mount for $20.
You
From
bought this 5 years ago?
No, I just bought them out
Oh,
within the
okay.
last couple weeks. I wasn't actively trying to mount it. I knew I needed to, but it wasn't really.
Where
I
did you-
didn't.
where'd you get it?
It's an Amazon Basics brand.
You know
The
who sells a lot of mounts?
Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one I got it. It's now $25, which I still think is probably a decent deal. I paid $17.84 for it, so I got a really good deal on it. And it's a very nice, sturdy, stable mount. It's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And you hit a stud with it, right?
I did.
All right. I guess
That's done.
Prime Day, what is it?
Prime Day's over,
Over.
or Prime Week, or it was like what 4 days, something like that.
Yeah.
That's over. You got any stats on Prime Day?
No, I didn't. I know that they were saying the first day went down 41% over last year.
I have stats.
Really?
Okay.
I have stats. So my cousin actually has a job delivering for Amazon in the Triangle area. He said one distribution center was doing 7,000 packages a day. And and usually it's like 1,000 or 2,000 packages or whatever.
Oh.
So that was a lot. He said, yeah, that's crazy. So in the Triangle, people are buying a lot.
Well, what did I order? I ordered a couple of things that we needed, but I had not a very good week with Amazon. First, I ordered about 2 weeks ago. Katie, remember those jars that your mom got and she brought the hot one over?
Yeah.
So we liked it. So I went ahead and I found something similar on Amazon and ordered it. It came in. The seal on the cap of the jar was missing. And it leaked inside. It was packed in bubble bags, but it was leaking. So I said, well, it's leaking. The seal is missing too. I don't trust it. If it was just leaking through it and the seal was still in place, I probably would have kept it. So I said, okay, forget it. I went online, and I started the return, and I got the code, and I printed the piece of paper, and I went to order another one, a replacement. And I happened to read right on that column that it said, not returnable, food item. So I said, oh, shoot, what? I didn't see it last time, so I can't return it, but they taken it. So I called Amazon. And I said, here's the situation. What do I do? So I was on hold for about 15 minutes, and the girl finally came in. She said, well, they're telling me that you have to return it at this point. I said, okay.
Because you started the return.
Because I started the return.
Yeah.
So this week, I think it was Monday, I went to Amazon. I went to Whole Foods to get some stuff. So I took this and I giving it to the woman. And I've got a big mouth. So she takes it, she scans the code, and I said, and be careful with it because it may leak. She said, oh, it leaked? I said, yeah. She said, we can't take it. I said, but I mean, this is the reason I'm returning it, and I was told that I have to bring it to drop it and return it. She said, no, I'm sorry, we cannot take anything that leaks. And she gave me a card with the Amazon customer support phone number and all that. I said, okay, fine.
All because you open your damn mouth.
All because I opened my damn mouth.
When are you going to learn? Yeah.
Well, so I came home and I called the number and I said, look, we went through this about 2 weeks ago and I was told to return it. And this was a guy, and he said, food items are not returnable. I said, well, I saw it on it, and that's why I called, because I wanted to make sure. And he says, no, let me see. So he was saying, after investigating, that it is because I started the return online.
No.
That's
It's
what he
because
said.
They allowed you to mark it as returned.
Right.
Not because you started. You shouldn't know.
Well,
on you.
but the thing, no, but because I went and started it and everything was like went through, they cannot just cancel it. So I'll
Which is
have.
crazy.
Do
by
we
the
do we
way.
all agree that that's bullshit?
Wait.
It is, but I've had the same problem. When
I
you
have
you
too.
start a return on Amazon, you are shit
Then
out of
cancel
luck.
the
You have
return.
to- You can't. That's what
Yes,
I'm
you
saying.
can.
I
No,
could.
You can manage. You can go to manage return and cancel it.
I've not been able to do that successfully.
Once
I've
I
done it
went.
before.
Now here, listen to this. From then on, when I talked to them the first time, it did not say anymore return started or anything like that. I had to restart a return. It was no longer a return started. You know how they have that? Something went completely crazy. But this guy did his.
That's because she scanned it. That's because he went to a Whole Food and she already scanned it.
No.
It's marked as
Before
returned.
that. Before that. I wanted
so when
to
you
see
called.
how it's going.
Interesting.
Yeah, after the first time that I called and they told me to return it, so I went and, I'm checking it and there's nothing. It's like it's normal and it was delivered. But he did his homework. He went and talked and he said, all you need to do is wait until the 16th when that return is no longer valid, and then call and we will just issue you credit. But
Okay.
just remember one thing, that foods you cannot return any food.
Foods.
What?
Forget foods. Not related to foods.
Yeah.
If you have no intention of actually returning it, you want a refund, right? You want a refund, but you have no intention of returning it just because
Well,
it's completely done or something like that,
yeah.
right? Instead of going through the return process, which is completely automated, and instead of waiting on the phone while you can't really do anything else, right? Go through the chat mechanism. It's a hell to find it because they move it around all the time, right? But if you go to the help page, you should find the ability of you should get to the chat option. It is always hiding under something else, right? Those are the words where it doesn't fall into any rubric and it's under something else, right? And then you'll get to the chat. Mati has become a professional at this. Okay, and so whenever something bugs you about a shipment, right, and it's not fully a return issue, right? They sent something wrong. They because all of those rubrics, they exist in the automated options, but the automated option is always going to give you either a return, right, or
Or
a
a refund. Yeah.
with returning.
Right.
Most of the time, especially if it's I don't know, under $20, returning doesn't even making sense, right? But go through the chat and insist on talking with a person, and then, right, and then you'll get a result that matches what you're expecting, whether you went to, I don't know, to calls customer service or something like that, right? So always use the chat for stuff like that. Yeah, return is easy.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. But let's be clear, right? If something is marked non-returnable and the system allowed you to return, I am not accepting anything but a refund now. You have a problem in the system, find a way and send me the credits, right? There's no reason that I you should be holding my funds because you guys made a mistake.
Yeah. Well,
So
it
don't be
wasn't.
nice with them, Amnon.
Well, I mean,
They're-
it's look. I always believe that you can catch more flies with honey than with vinegar.
Yeah, but
And
not on this. Not specifically on this. It's not
I mean,
vinegar.
I mean,
It's not vinegar.
the only problem that I'm having with this is why did they tell me to begin with that I have to return it when the second guy was
Exactly.
saying food food we will not take back.
Somebody who entered the details made a mistake.
Yeah.
But that mistake should not cost you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No,
Right.
it's fine.
And in
I mean,
this case, it's not about
and-
vinegar or honey.
and let me tell you something else that I don't
mean,
understand
It's not vinegar or honey. It's about hot sauce. So
there's something else that didn't make sense. And I told the woman the first time, I said, look, it's just one of the jars that's bad. Just send me another jar. One.
exactly.
Why do you go through this, return everything and do this? And that's the way they do it. Fine. Anyway,
No,
that was,
so that's that fine part.
Yeah.
Nope.
well,
Don't agree.
I'm not going to pick a fight with them.
No.
I
They're
did-
No,
probably
you're not going to.
In a lot of cases, there's not set up to do it, especially food.
The other
So-
thing that I had is on Prime Day, so I needed some extension cords. So 6 foot. So I found a pack that was, I think it was $7 for 2 of them. It was like 50% off and I ordered it. So it came the next day. And I take out the bag. I mean, it came in their own bag, and it was in another bag that's a pack. And that bag was just a Ziploc like, and it was kind of open. And on it, there was a big sticker on the side: multiple pack, do not separate. Send as sell as one, whatever. Guess what? There was only one in it.
Yeah.
I looked
Yeah,
in the
somebody
bag.
returned.
I looked in the bag to see did it fall out. I mean, the bag was open. Yeah, the Ziploc was open. But whoever put it into the Amazon bag, I guess I don't know if it's a robot, but it's
Oh no, it's not a robot, Amnon. It's somebody else who bought it and returned it.
no. But I mean, the thing is, you can see. I mean, I saw right off the bat there was only one cord in there.
Yes, because whoever bought whatever they bought, they decided to return less than what they got, and nobody is checking these packages.
Well,
It's as
that's
simple
the
as
bad
that.
thing. Yeah, that's the bad thing.
That happened to me, and so I ordered a shower, I don't know, spout and head configuration thingy, and when I got the box from Amazon, it clearly had been opened at one point in the stuff because some of the plastic wasn't wrapped correctly on the things, like it wasn't presentable,
Mhm.
and I was like, I don't know what to do, or whatever. I gave it to my contractor, and he was like, oh, it's missing this part. And I was like, dang. So I had to go to Home Depot and get the part. And I know I should have talked to Amazon and fought and did all this stuff, but I was too busy at the time, and I was like, just finish installing it because I needed him to do the work. And I was.
Do you remember what was the part?
Yeah, it was the part that.
Yeah, I mean, no. How much was it? Never mind.
Oh, $40.
The part that was missing?
Yeah,
Sheesh.
yeah. So I was like, and then but it was happening. So the construction stuff was going on right when I was getting ready for a con last year, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't have time to deal with this. And then once I remembered about it, then I was like, oh well, it's too late now. It's been like 60 days or whatever.
Mm.
I had an experience when I was up in Alaska this year where I ordered something. It was a tube of sunscreen, I think. And the bag arrived empty.
Jeez.
Empty. It was sealed, empty. And I'm like, there's nothing in this bag. So to try to describe to them
Yeah.
what was wrong was so hard to say the bag arrived empty. Did the package arrive? Yes. And so, okay, so the package arrived. So what's wrong with it? It's not
There's
damaged.
nothing in it.
Yeah, it's not damaged. So it took a while to get them to explain it. And then when I reordered it, it came again. And this time the tube looks like it had gone through, it was still intact, but the tube had gone through some, and it was all scraped up and it didn't have any holes in it, but it looked like it could have. Oh, it was very fun.
It's
It was
just
very hard to get.
they passed the packages to Alaska through
Yeah.
grizzly bears. So
Yeah. Well, I found
Grizzly
the chat.
delivery.
The chat is under digital services and device support, and you go right to the very bottom. It doesn't say chat; it says contact us, and that opens the chat window.
So I find it
Yeah.
if you're at a computer, you scroll all the way down. There's a bunch of links at the bottom, like way too many links. One of them is help.
Yes,
So
help.
I
That's how
find it
found
through there. Yeah.
It was help, digital support, and then contact us.
Digital support is specifically for digital items, so I'm not sure that that's the only route.
that's where
but
it was.
If that works, use that. And
digital
then
services and device support. Yep.
Yeah.
And that
and then you
With
just
Kindle
go ahead.
devices and all that.
Yeah. Just note that the initial conversation is going to be with a bot. Just ask for a representative, and eventually it'll pass you to a representative.
All right.
Before we move on,
Yeah.
all in all, I thought Prime Day was very disappointing.
You
There was a
found
couple. I found it very disappointing. Yeah, there was a couple of things that I've wanted over
Mhm.
the last couple of months, and these are high priority items, obviously, and I just didn't. Fortunately, I use one of those extensions that shows me we've talked about them before, the prices on Amazon. It shows it in a chart below the image, or below the product, so you can see if this is actually a deal or is 50% off the normal price because they jack it up right before Prime Day starts. And I just didn't. The couple of things that I was wanting, couldn't really find anything in that category that was any cheaper than it would have been normally.
and you postponed the purchase because you wanted to do it.
Yeah, these are things that I could use, but I don't need. And I was like, oh, if there's a good sale on Prime Day, I'll finally buy them. But they weren't, so I just continue to wait.
Yeah,
I didn't see anything that was a wow factor.
Yeah,
about
and
this. Yeah.
it is interesting though that Amazon has created this whole holiday because Walmart was doing.
Mhm.
I think Walmart might still be running. I don't know.
It was until the 15th, I think.
Yeah, Walmart deal. It's called Walmart deals, July, whatever through the 15th. So they've created their own holiday. Target was doing a similar thing. It's pretty interesting that they've created essentially a second Black Friday.
All right.
I have just quickly before we go off of Amazon, I wanted to just mention a product that I found that I've started to use that I was very happy with. If you're an AirTag user and you have an application where you can put something that's a little larger than an AirTag in something for long-term tracking, they have something called the Elevation Lab AirTag 10-year extended case. And what it looks like is this plastic waterproof case. And what you see here is the mock-up of a flat battery, the 3-volt lithium battery.
Right.
And then here it's AA's.
Mm-hmm.
And you placed it in there and it provides the 3 volts to this tab. You take the cover off the AirTag, you turn it upside down, you place it in the case. The case has a little round cutout. Well, I'm going to try to get in front of the camera.
Yeah.
A little round cutout for where the AirTag would go. You seal it, and if you use lithium batteries, it's good for 10 years. And it's waterproof. And so I'm going to be putting these into, I guess the luggage would be a good choice, but I don't necessarily have to have a 10-year one. But if you want to put it in your car, you want to put it in something that high value that you use that is in danger of being stolen,
I've got a stupid question. I've got some AirTags. What's the? I guess I thought they ran forever. What's the? So what's the deal? What is it? A 30 CR 32
Yeah.
200
battery.
battery?
Yeah, you take the AirTag, you press down on the metal side of it and turn it. It pops out. The battery comes out. So it's usually a year or a little over a year as the average. Now I've had mine going for almost 2 years.
Yeah, I've got.
The battery.
I'd say I've had mine about 2 years, and I've never touched them.
The last time I used them on a trip, I changed the batteries before I went because I didn't want them to go bad while I was away. So
It's a good idea.
But I think this is, it's not cheap. It's about $14 a piece when you buy a package of 4. But I just like the idea because of luggage.
Yeah,
Just
and
put it in the bag, use all the time, forget about it.
yeah, the car's a good. My girlfriend keeps one in her car. That's a good idea for the car.
Yeah, this will stick it in the glove box and never worry.
No,
about it.
you need to put it somewhere where nobody can find it. It's for the car. If somebody stole the car, you mean?
They could, yeah, sure.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, well,
Nick?
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
I mean, I guess stolen. I guess it's helpful when you park when you're at a festival or some place in some small town going to some event and you don't really know where the hell you are.
if you've had a few too many.
Yeah, I mean, typically if I'm in an area I'm comfortable with, actually, no, I think I get like a superpower when I've had a few too many. I can tell you exactly where I park. But it is interesting that Apple is using a standard coin cell battery in that thing and not some proprietary bullshit. Like I never really thought about it because I've had mine. Spence, do you get an alert when the battery's running low? I just looked at mine. There's no indication.
It will tell you the battery's low.
I'm genuinely surprised they're using a box standard battery.
There are some new versions of that format, the 2032 battery, that are much thicker. I have the Ecobee thermostats, and they have remote sensors that you put around the house, and the original
which are really
ones,
cool, by the way.
Oh, it works great. What I love about it is because we're alone in the house now, and we have 5 bedrooms upstairs. That I don't care what the temperature there is during the night. I want to know what the temperature is in my room, in the bedroom. So that night I run the temperature off of what it's in the room, so I don't have to worry about balancing it across the whole house.
Sure.
Upstairs.
But Spence, if that battery is thicker, it's not the 2032 anymore.
No, it's not. It's not. But it is still. It's accessible, but it lasts much longer than the other batteries. And the size of the actual sensor is the same. It's not any bigger.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So who's using Outlook?
Not anymore.
I use Outlook on the web. I don't know if that counts.
So you heard about their outage? So Microsoft Outlook email service malfunctioned for over 21 hours Wednesday and Thursday.
I did hear about that.
Really?
I'm surprised I didn't hear from a customer who uses it. So
I had no problems with my email this week.
Prompting some people to post on social media about the inability to reach their virtual mailboxes. The issue began at 6:20 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, according to a dashboard the software company maintains. It affected Outlook.com as well as Outlook mobile apps and desktop programs.
Okay, so this does not sound like Office 365. This is people that have
Outlook.com.
an old Hotmail, MSN email address is what it sounds
Let me
like.
guess, it was DNS.
Wait a second. At 12:21 Eastern on Thursday, the Microsoft 365 status account posted that it was rolling out a fix. I don't know if that means that there was a problem with the 365 or that's who does all the announcements. But yeah, that would be a problem for a lot of people.
Yeah, I didn't. This had to have been relatively small. I'm looking back at my inbox. So
Mhm.
Thursday morning, I send an email right after I get off the air at 6 o'clock every morning, and I sent it through at
Huh?
6:09 Thursday morning. I sent another email at 9:30. I actually sent a whole bunch of emails on Thursday, and I didn't have any issues. So I'm curious what was affected.
Okay.
My web host went down for about 45 minutes this week, and that was kind of interesting.
Not during a show. Oh no, you're not.
No, I was trying to do something. Oh, I was trying to verify domain. I was trying to verify my domain ownership with Google Ads, and I typed it. I went onto the thing and I typed in the URL, and it said verify, and it goes cannot reach. It threw
Yeah.
back some error, and I was like, well, that's weird. So I typed it in again, same thing. And then I went to the website and it's just spinning and spinning and spinning. I'm like, oh my God, did I forget? Is like auto renew not on? Like, did I lose my domain? And then I went to another domain I have on there and it started doing the same thing. And I was like, okay, it's not me. And then it came back up, no problems.
Yeah. Oh, good.
How about Chrome? Can we talk about that briefly?
Absolutely.
So Google has disabled the one of the very popular ad blockers that I'm familiar with, and one that, God, would you say it's probably one of the more popular
If you
uBlock
look, it's
Origin?
not. Unfortunately, it's not the most popular,
Okay.
but it's the one that if you're going to use an ad blocker, any technical-minded people will point you at that. It was one of the out of the others. It was completely open source, and so and the community really active around it.
All right. Yeah.
So it's called uBlock Origin, and this is what it looks like inside of my Chrome. The extension is still installed. I did not disable it. It says this extension was turned off because it's no longer supported. Chrome recommends that you remove it, and then you have an option to remove. But you'll notice you cannot toggle this. I'm clicking now on this little radio
Yeah.
button. You cannot toggle the extension on. Uh, um, there's some workarounds. I haven't had the chance to deal with it yet because I've been dealing with some stuff this weekend. But they have gone through and disabled uBlock Origin, which is a very popular ad blocker. YouTube is struggling to deal with ad blocking. I think predominantly on YouTube is probably where this is the issue. And so their approach is to now just disable ad blockers and claim that it's against terms or it doesn't meet
Okay,
a store
so-
policy or something like that.
That's it's more complex than that.
Which
Okay?
part?
Like it didn't block uBlock Origin specifically. It changed the architecture of extensions in general. Okay, so it's not just uBlock. It's like probably 20, 30, you know what, maybe more, but it's a huge amount. It's a huge percentage of all of the extensions in the Chrome Web Store. So, and one of them is uBlock Origin, and because it's one of the most, right, it's one of the top top installed extensions, then it's very, very visible. But if you visited the web extension, the Chrome Web Store in the past 7 months, you would have seen almost every extension you would install had a banner saying this extension soon will not work.
Yes, and I did see that. And
Right.
that in itself is typical. The iOS does this, Android does this. Typically it's with older apps or things that are, they change a manifest, they change a framework, things are no longer supported. In this case, uBlock Origin was updated on July the 11th. I mean, this is not the I'm
Yeah,
not
but they
arguing with you.
didn't
I'm saying
change the architecture. If you go to
I understand.
uBlock Origin's webpage, you'll see exactly they write about it. And this is a
Yes.
notice from September of 2024. This is not a
Mhm.
new notice. Okay. So the fact that this change was coming doesn't mean that the extension creator can just create something out of nowhere that would work appropriately. It's a complete shift in architecture.
That Chrome is making to try and circumvent ad blockers in large part, I
It's
would
not
argue.
just AdBlockers. It's much more.
It is, yes. I mean,
Whether
the
like
manifest changes have a much greater impact. There's no question about it. It seems to me that this would be, however, heavily targeting apps or extensions like uBlock, AdBlock Plus, and some of these other extensions that Google has a vested interest in not working. I mean, this is
so
the craziest part about it. You talk about the notice on the uBlock Origin website. Alternatives and solutions. Continue using uBlock Origin on Firefox. Switch to browsers committed to MV2 report. Explore other content blocking methods. Those are their 3 suggestions as to what to do, which is crazy to me.
right. And if you search for uBlock Origin in the web store, right?
There's a light
You
version.
also
Yeah.
see there is uBlock Origin Lite that already works. And will it block YouTube ads? I don't know. I haven't tried it. I haven't used Chrome for a very long time, so I don't know, right? But I do know that that exists, and that still creates a very comparable. If you look at the reviews on it, you see that it creates a very comparable experience. So is it the same? No, it's not the same, but it's an adaptation, right, to the change. So yeah, I get it. I just don't get, like, instead of anger, instead of uh uh i- if you want people to actually understand what's going on and to be effective, because anger alone doesn't solve anything. If somebody is watching your content, right, and I've seen some of the videos about it, like if somebody's watching your content, just tell them what the alternative is, because the developer has decided not to go the route of uBlock Origin adapting to the change. And that's fine as well, right? Just go to the other product. We're talking about free products here eventually, right? So that's the part that I like ears me. Everybody's busy being angry because that creates content. But the solution is simple. I want to keep using the web without the ads that annoy me, right? Now, whether it's fair or not fair for the content creators, that's a completely different discussion, right? But when we're talking about this, all I care about is the solution. I don't care that I need to change something in order for that solution to work, right? That's my point here.
And most
Sure.
people really don't care about how it works or why, and all that. All they want to do,
Exactly.
I want it to work.
I'm not.
And
No question about that. This, however, is. I mean, the what you said, I really loved, Gal. At the end of the day, all of this stuff is free anyway, of course.
Exactly.
And fortunately, we've got alternatives. Fortunately, there are other places to go, and you can access the internet outside of Chrome. There's more than one browser available. I think I find it. I mean, obviously, I'm not that pissed off about it because I still using Chrome right now. It is interesting to watch Google. And one of the things that they're getting a lot of heat over is the way in which people are under the impression or have the feeling that they are specifically targeting certain programs, certain extensions like uBlock Origin or whatever within the App Store. And I think that's what I'm seeing is rather interesting in this whole process.
Alan is saying that he's using AdGuard, which he said we drove him into. I mean, we pointed him into it, and he says keeps on working. Never had a problem with
AdGuard, unless there's another version available. AdGuard is something you run on your network as a whole, right? Unless is there an individual extension?
There's a
now?
bunch of things. They have an
Okay.
ad blocker extension. They have a DNS service. They have, but they're not open source, right? So while I use their DNS, their self-hosted DNS. It's called AdGuard Home.
Home, yeah,
correctly. I use that because I found it as a DNS. It's the easiest to configure. I basically configure it like I configure an ad blocker. So to do that for DNS, it's not zone file syntax, which is very, very restricted and very, very IP based. I like their solution more than I like, let's say, Pi-hole, which is the open source project out there to deal with that. So, yeah, I mean, and they do develop AdGuard Home on GitHub. So it's open source, but it's still like privately owned.
Well, the bottom line is he's saying it's working, and he had never had a problem with it. And that's
and there are a ton of other ad blockers on the web Chrome store right now. So it's just that one, which was the gold standard. Most of the ad blockers were using either an engine or a concept, and they're all using the same syntax that came from this project. So shutting out this project feels like a slap at the face. But then again, we are talking about, right, the group of people who have decided not to play the capitalist game, right, and do something different. And they're being shut out on this lane. They just moved to another lane.
Well, this, I want to say that I guess we can end with this, or maybe this is a larger discussion for a later show. I think you've got to go back to the root and look at why people are running these ad blockers in the first place. And we don't have time to get into that whole thing today. But Google is largely responsible, I would argue themselves solely responsible with what they've done with YouTube over the last probably 2 or 3 years. They are probably solely responsible for the uptick in ad blockers being used. They have gotten so incessant with these freaking mid-roll ads on YouTube. By the way, against the will of the content creators who have, even if they're disabled, Google is still showing these mid-roll ads, regardless of whether the creator says show these or not. They are the reason that people are using AdBlock.
Yep.
That's what's
driving.
I had a vast majority of the websites that I use whitelisted through AdBlock. It was specifically for YouTube. If you've ever tried to troubleshoot a problem and you need to like look at, especially like mechanical issues or things like that, there's 30 videos and they're all shot on like crappy cell phones and you can't hear anything. So you're just going video to video to video, and dealing with the YouTube ads during that process is incredibly frustrating. Now you can buy YouTube Premium, which by the way, they're raising the price of again. And now the base version of YouTube Premium is going to be $11 a month, but will still show you ads. So I don't really know. They're pulling a Hulu play on the new version of YouTube Premium, which is interesting. So it's all Google's fault at the end of the day. Is what I'm trying to say.
DNS.
It is, yeah, and it could always be DNS as well.
Mike on the chat is saying that he started Firefox and installed by text and audio to call an 855 number, and he couldn't get rid of it. Every time he restarted Firefox, it did that. So he reinstalled. The reason why I bring it up, really, it's these things are not really. It's not a virus. It's a caching thing. It's they change the homepage, and it's kind of like temporary in most cases. And yep, you start and it comes up. So really, what you need to do is to clear your cache and go and check your homepage in the settings. And in most cases, that's what it is. I don't care if you restart the machine; it's going to be there. Just like your homepage that you set comes up every time, this will come up. But to get rid of it, just go back, revert to the homepage that you wanted, and clear your cache. Just for the people that read it, so they know how simple that is. Okay.
Well,
How is that being how is that being modified? I mean, presumably you're having to click or do something to modify the homepage.
You go to a certain website that is compromised.
Sounds like more malware more than
Oh yeah,
virus
it is
probably
malware.
the
It is malware, but at that point, I mean, if you click on it, I mean, it's a phishing. You click on it,
Sure.
you then they get you. But I mean, there is nothing that was installed on that machine at that point to make it dangerous to use. If you don't call that number, you're okay. But it's annoying. We're talking about browsers. OpenAI is close to releasing an AI-powered web browser that will challenge market-dominating Google Chrome. That's coming from Reuters.
Perfect.
The browser is slated to launch in the coming weeks and aims to use artificial intelligence to fundamentally change how consumers browse the web. It will give OpenAI more direct access to a cornerstone of Google's success, user data. So,
Don't they already have a crap ton of use? I mean, people
Well,
are dumping
I mean-
their entire livelihoods into
yeah, but now the
ChatGPT.
browser is going to open your bank account, and not only that, is you're gonna ask it. You're gonna ask the browser, right? Go to Amazon and search for the cheapest croc clogs that you can find for me, right? And it's supposed to do the work for you. That's the idea, right? So it
I don't
gets
know
access
that that's the idea.
to- that's what what they're sort of dangling in front of our faces, right?
Okay.
Something that AI will be able to do for us with browsing the web. So I don't know
Alright.
if it's going to be free or not, but it's going to be there, right? So
You know, I always there's all this talk. There was a really good Spence, that Joe Rogan episode that you were talking about last
Yeah.
week. The AI guy. Finished listening to that. It was very good. So good recommendation. But man, AI still struggles. Well, there's all this talk of when is AI going to take over, and who was the guy last week? Was it the Ford CEO? 25% of the jobs are going to be replaced.
Yeah.
I asked AI a relatively simple question yesterday. My girlfriend's had a problem with her car. And I specifically asked, I need this kind of place that is open on a Saturday and Sunday.
yeah, it doesn't.
Can you find these places in this area? And to say that it failed would be an understatement. I mean,
Wow.
it was not only did it provide me bad information, it was actively making up information to provide me. It was straight up manufacturing hours of operation for businesses with no citations. You go to the website and the hours are dead wrong. I mean, they're right on the homepage of the website. It's interesting how it will make shit up when it can't when the answer should be, hey Nick, sorry, there's no auto glass places that are open
Right.
in Durham. Instead of saying that, it's like,
But
well,
that's
here's
not
a
the
bunch
answer.
of places that
The answer it should provide you, right, is a simple one. Go ask your search engine, because I do not have access to the web. It does
well, mine
not-
does have access to the web. I have
No, it does not. If you look at it, it does not query the web when you ask it a question. It goes into its own
Index.
collected knowledge,
Yeah.
and it builds passable answers. Even when you are correcting it and it says, I am checking the web, it is all that is doing, it is like checking a refreshed version of whatever snapshot of data because it does not yet do that. The browser that they're talking about is basically what is called an AI agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what an AI agent does, it is hooked to some sort of machine, in this case, the web browser, right? That can generate data that it can give
Live
command.
data.
Yeah, and then what it will do is it'll go to Google and it'll punch in the search result. It'll collect the information, basically what Katie described that she's doing with the web extensions that she wrote, right? It'll do that on the fly, and then it'll say, okay, I got this list, and it knows how to take that list and create a table out of it, and deduce information based out of that. But right now, you do not have access to that, and the main reason is, just think about it. You need to run a browser, you need to make a search, and you need to wait for the responses. You need to analyze the responses and take that. That is a lot of CPU power. That is, and if it's running on your machine, the data collection part, right? That browser that they're talking about, and you only let the AI API that just deal with the data, that's one thing. But running the browser, that is like taking a lot of operations that they are already paying for, and now slapping on an entire OS, right, just so a browser could run. That is too expensive to run as a service. That's why when you actually want to buy this from OpenAI today, it costs you $200 a month, not $20. So now they're gonna, for the $20 a month, they're gonna say, yeah, we can let you use that AI agent. Just you need to use the browser that we wrote on your machine because it's too expensive for us to run it, right? So you're gonna get that experience. That experience does not exist today, not as a service to the general public. So that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, but I can see a problem with this because this is going to take time. This is not going to, yeah. And I'm sitting here thinking, is this going to bring back the meta tags, maybe the keywords? Maybe now they would
they're
say
already there, Amnon.
No,
they're already there.
they
It's
don't do.
relying on them.
Nobody relies on it. Nobody uses them anymore.
That's
They
not
have
correct.
crawlers.
The search engine still uses them.
No, they crawl their own.
Google's very, very strategically went after that stuff about 10 years
ago, yeah.
And it stopped being
Right.
relevant. I mean, are they still there? Yes, but nobody pays any attention to them because they don't, in terms of Google listings, which I would argue is the most important, they carry very, very little weight compared to what they used to.
Yeah, so maybe they'll come up with something new for AI. They will say, give
The
AI.
idea is that AI doesn't need it, right? Because AI just looks at the website and figures it out.
No,
Should
but
be.
no.
Yeah.
But wait a second. But in the case of Nick, asking for a certain business that is opened on the weekend, and what's if that will take time. You don't click, you don't answer. Oh no, you don't ask the question, and you get an answer within 2 seconds. It's going to take a few seconds. I mean, a bunch of seconds to come back.
It's gonna take gonna take it 20 seconds, but if you were to do it your own, it's gonna take you 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I understand. I understand you perfectly. But 20 seconds is too long.
No.
What I'm saying is, wait.
No, it's not.
No. You're missing the point. It's somebody else is doing the work for you.
I
in 20
understand
seconds.
that. But what I'm saying is, if there was some kind of a header to every website that would explain, let's say, hours, will explain services in a very concise, the AI could go and get it, and it's a split second to know. They don't have.
Yeah, but then you
That
run
doesn't need
into
to be AI. You're talking about a directory. It exists.
Yeah.
The AI will know to go to that directory. That's all.
Well, we'll wait and
Well,
see how this
and-
works.
But let me, and some people are probably asking themselves, Nick, why didn't you just go to Google and ask that question? The reason I didn't is especially in this sector where we're not talking about we're talking about in most cases smaller one-off mom and pop businesses.
Mhm.
Most of these places Google hours are not accurate. I mean, the first thing I did in fact do was go to Google, and after the third spot that had open till 5 p.m. today, only to go to their website and see they're closed on Saturday and Sunday, is when I decided, well, let's
Waste
for
the
hell
time.
of it see
Yeah.
if ChatGPT can provide me better solutions.
Yep.
It also did not. And so that's an issue with businesses not having their Google information up to date, which is a huge problem and will be a problem for presumably this ChatGPT browser thing and the AI agent that Gall's describing, because the Google business listing is a insanely wealthy directory for information. I
Mhm.
mean, Amnon, what you're describing of hours of operation, services, phone numbers,
Yeah.
that's what a Google business listing is. But that's incumbent on businesses having their
Right.
ducks in a row
Doing it. Yeah.
and making
correct.
sure their information is there.
And
that
updating
is-
it. And updating
I'm
it.
noticing absolutely, and I've noticed, and I don't know why, over the last probably year and a half or so, there are so many Google business listings that are just wrong. And I don't know if it's a lack of management of the business. I don't know why Google is not crawling
on.
their own freaking websites and just changing the information itself. It's just weird.
Google is, and that's the result of Google's AI feeding that information. Most of the businesses have zero communication with Google about their business. It's Google making assumptions based on what it can find online in any number of resources. No business went, probably other than some businesses where Google actually approached them, no businesses went to Google and say, hey, can you update my details there? Right? Very few did it because they saw value in it. Most of them, it's just there, either correct or incorrect, and they even when it's incorrect, they have zero knowledge of how to update that. So I mean, this is Google as a Google invention when they decided that they wanted the Yelp business, right? I mean, even Yelp didn't go to businesses. It was the job of the reviewer to provide that information. So it's all about machines doing whatever they do, whether they do it correctly or not. And the human is getting left out of the equation of those specific services. There's very little control by the human. I'm actually envisioning that in, I don't know, in a few years, when a business like that will want to reach out to Google, and they'll probably even have a phone where they can talk to someone. They'll talk to a bot, and they'll try to convince. They'll be busy trying to convince the bot that they actually own the business, right? And that they need to change something on the details, and the bot won't believe them, or will ask them, can you prove to me that you're not a bot, right? So it's going to be an infuriating experience, whatever it's going to be. So
Yeah, Nick, you can sit there and if you have a second, try to find out what's the operating hours of Delta Force. I don't have anything on the website that says what operating hours. That would be very interesting to see what it's going to say. But anyway,
24/7, 365.
You are open 7 to 9, according to a Google business.
you see,
Amnon, can you look at the chat?
yeah. What do you mean this? Which video is not working? Jason, I'm seeing everything here.
I'll check.
Yeah, it looks good here too.
Yeah, I mean,
So yeah, you are closed on the weekends and open at, and you're a hell of an operation. And on 7 to 9 is
yeah. You see, I mean, I don't.
but that's presumably that's coming from somewhere.
I know.
You know
It
what
must.
it's based on Google? This will blow your mind if you haven't thought about it. Does the page for Amnon shows peak operation times?
It does not,
No,
but
I'm
I know where
serious.
it's. What do you mean?
So those peak operations
Yeah.
times, you know where that comes from, right?
Yeah.
No,
From
I
any
don't.
Android device that goes into the business and leaves the business.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, it's just like the traffic in Google
Yeah.
Maps.
Exactly. It tracks every single device, so it knows, right, when a device is there and when device leaves. So
Yeah, his popularity on Monday is very interesting.
you see,
Look at this. I mean, Amnon's he got a lot of people.
Yeah, you see, that's
around
th-
10,
this
11
is
o'clock, and then after lunch, it's really heating up at all.
now show me how to opt
Delta
out
Force.
as a business from that metadata.
You don't opt out from it, but what you do is you claim the business and then you change the information.
But
That's
you
what you're
can't.
supposed to.
But the metadata is completely wrong, right? I do
Mhm.
not see customers, so why should I
but
have a peak visitation?
You can turn.
graph?
So I just set up a Google business listing for the podcast, my podcast, only because I'm doing funny enough, I'm actually doing Google ads and I've had some pretty good success with it. So I set up it was easier to set up they recommended setting up a Google business listing and then using that as the launch board for the ad to pump all the information in there, so on and so forth. Actually, and so I went through that process and I don't see customers and I was able to turn all of that stuff off. But it believes that Delta Force is a computer repair service. So
Yeah.
it is just making up the fact that computer repair is going to be busy after 9 and there's going to be a 9 a.m. and then there's going to be a surge after lunch.
all right, Jason. Why did you hang up? Anyway, all right. Jason wants you to give him a call. Nick, did you see that on the chat? He said, "Give me
no,
a shout."
Okay, I will. So your hours are, and so the question is, where does this information come from? MapQuest and Nextdoor.com both have Delta Force listed hours of operation 7 to 9.
Yeah, like
7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
No, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So the
Great.
question is, who made it up first, or where was it put in somewhere first? And then of course everybody's scraping the same information.
Let's talk to Jason a second. Hey, Jason.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right.
Can you turn them up a little
Good.
bit?
I've got.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Can you hear him?
Yes. Sounds like it's coming through a speaker, but yes.
No, I'm calling on my certified bat phone here. But anyway, no, I just had a quick, honest to goodness, old-fashioned wind blows question for you guys. I'm trying to help out my neighbor with his wind blows laptop. It's running really slow, and I ran the malware bites on it. The scan came back clean. The only thing I see in the device monitor is that the disk is, sitting there at like 100% CPU, and the computer's just really, really dog slow. And I go into the performance monitor under the resource manager, and I see that the disk I/O, but there's like no processes, really, really hitting the disk, at all that I can find. And this is a Windows 10 system, by the way. I think it's up to date, but it's weird. I just don't. I can't think of anything else to look at. Y'all know any other voodoo to try on this silly thing?
Is it a even though you say the disk utility is at full, is it still a spinning disk, or is it a SSD or hard drive or something?
Good question. I'm not positive. It's my buddy's computer. I didn't crack it open, but I want to say it's a spinny disk. I think I've heard it, kind of thrashing around a little bit, but I'm not positive. I mean, chances are it's an SSD, but it may be a spinny disk. I'm not positive.
If it's not an SSD, I mean, you probably solved that problem by having him transition from that spinning drive to any run-of-the-mill SSD, and you're probably solved.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
You're saying that you see disk I/O at a maximum, and you're saying you can't tie that disk I/O to any of the processes?
To any process, right? Yeah, it just shows up as
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. I had exactly the same situation on a computer about 3 weeks ago. I think I talked about it here. And it was 100%, like the hard drive was nailed. But there was nothing there that shows what is using it.
yeah.
And when I went and looked inside, first of all, that drive was this was a 7200 RPM. It was a spinning drive. And it was doing something. And I think if I would leave it for a couple of hours, it would have cleared. But I went ahead and put an SSD, cloned it, and put the SSD in there. And it started by being nailed. And within 3 seconds, it went down to normal. So I would say it's something to do with the hard drive. And a lot of these computers have a 5400 RPM drives in there. It seems like in the last few years, manufacturers have been dumping 5400 RPM drives and putting them in order to sell the machines cheaper. But yeah, Jason, an SSD will solve your problem. I'll bet you.
Okay. All right. I'll get his permission to open it up and take a look and see if it's a
All right.
drive or not. But it's still.
And what's the deal with the video? Do you not see the video still?
The video. On the website, yeah, I go to the video and it shows a little YouTube window there. It's not YouTube. It's, I don't know, Twitch or something else, whatever you're using off the webpage. But it's just blank and there's no audio or video that I saw.
Did you try to click on Twitch?
I did not. I just was trying to. I usually just watch it right off the webpage.
That's what I mean. Off the webpage, on the right under the video, it says streams. There's YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and audio.
Oh, okay. Usually the video is just there. You don't have to click anywhere else.
But but the reason why I'm saying this is by default it's Twitch. It's not YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I just tried. All three of them are working. Anyway.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right, Jason.
I'll give that a shot.
Take care.
You go. Yep. You too. Bye.
Yeah. An SSD always solves that problem.
The point that you brought up is one that should not be lost. These companies are trying to dump these. I don't know why the hell they're still producing 5200.
I don't know.
Consumer drives, but they are dumping. My father just bought a new laptop and obviously got one with an SSD, but I was shocked with how many of these $300 to $500 laptops are coming with 128 gig boot drive, which is an NVMe or something, and then 5200 RPM terabyte spinning drives. And I'm like, who the hell is producing? I guess maybe for portable hard drives, maybe they're in production still, because that makes sense for those little external drives. But boy, they are hawking them in everything, and they suck. They're slow.
And most people don't complain about it because most people don't use programs on their laptops. Most people use those cheap ones just to get on the internet and do stuff. And the 128 gig NVMe
is fine.
So yeah.
But yeah, those.
Anyway,
it's a big cost reduction for them.
Of course,
bulk. If they save $5 a laptop and they sell with 100,000 of them, it's a big money.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So. Those of you that use Gmail, Google announced on Tuesday that it is launching a new Gmail feature that is designed to help users easily manage their subscriptions and declutter their inboxes.
Oh.
The new managed subscription tool is rolling out on the web, Android, and iOS in selected countries. They don't say where. And people can view and manage their subscription. You click unsubscribe, Google will do the unsubscribing for you. I mean,
Yeah,
Gmail will do.
They're trying to take Rocket Money's. That's been their big thing. Is you sign up for Rocket Money, and it will manage all of your subscriptions.
Yeah.
But I've never really understood why that's such a big problem.
I'm having a problem. I mean, Kathy likes to subscribe, and she did for a long time. And now I'm going through it, and I'm seeing, come on, what's all this email coming, and she's not even checking it. And I'm saying, okay, unsubscribe. None of them is working.
No. You're not. You're talking about email unsubscribe.
Yeah.
This is talking about This is This is unsubscribing for payments like Netflix
Paramount Plus and Netflix.
Paramount Plus and Spotify.
Oh,
That's what that's talking about. Which Rocket Money is an app that is made
okay.
by the Rocket Mortgage people that tries to do that to help you deal with, you're bleeding $3.99 to $7.99 in all of these little subscription services, and you're spending $300 a month on all this garbage.
Okay, no, that's not the
helps
thing.
you qualify for your mortgage better.
So sure. I think Amnon's right, and you guys are not.
Well, he said it. Read the story.
The reason I was thinking about
Gmail's newest feature.
Listen, the reason I'm saying I thought it was emails is because it says manage their subscription and declutter their inboxes.
Yes.
Declutter the inbox.
In Google's news drop there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I want to add to this conversation because so I was subscribing to things through Apple Pay because I'll start Paramount Plus or whatever, and it's like, oh, subscribe, and I'm like, oh, you want to pay with Apple Pay? And I said sure, and I did I don't know 3 things, and then I was like, man, I need to cancel these subscriptions. I haven't used them in over a month, and Apple has you a subscription list where you go into your settings and you click subscriptions or whatever, and then it pulls up all the things you're subscribed to, and you can go in there and you can say cancel, and there's no fuss, there's no are you sure and all this stuff. I was like, dang, that's so nice.
Yeah, well,
yeah, Google Play has the same. You can do the same with PayPal for a long time if your subscription was PayPal. But the problem is what Nick was talking about Rocket Mortgage and their service is it doesn't matter if you're paying by credit card and the bill comes in the regular mail. They'll help you unsubscribe from services that you are registered to.
Yeah, I was misunderstanding the story. That's my bad.
Well, it's all right.
This will hopefully help me. I have 47,000 unread emails in my primary Gmail box.
I have under.
Do you
2,000.
know what? Anybody knows what's the limit of gigabyte?
When you run out of space? I'm currently at 97% full, so it's something I'm having to deal with.
Yeah, I mean,
but keep in mind that if you have, for example, WhatsApp, and you've set it up to backup to the cloud, like Google Drive, right? Then it eats up that storage as well.
Oh, really?
The same storage for email, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So your Gmail account is primarily Google Drive. I think Photos is separate. Actual Google Photos, not Google Drive.
Photos are not counted now for quota for some reason. I don't know how they do that, but yeah.
Because they're trying to make it so people back up their photos on Google. Because what's it? 5 gigabytes is the base account.
Of what?
For your Gmail / Google Drive, I think it's 5 gigabytes.
Thought 15. I thought 15, but maybe I don't know. Maybe everything changed. I haven't opened it.
Years ago,
you were right. It is 15.
It is. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm at 14.5 gigabytes.
I'm watching my big monitor where it shows me what's going on the servers. One of them is the mail queue because I don't want mail to be stuck there. And it's unbelievable how many accounts people are trying. It's mainly lists. They're trying to send to Gmail, and Gmail is saying they're over their storage. And I mean, how can you fill up all this?
Well, I've got 8 gigabytes worth of email apparently.
Are you cleaning stuff? Are you
No, I'm not. That's why I said I have 47,000 unread emails.
Okay. Well,
It's one of those things where you get so far down the you've dug the hole so deep that I don't really even know where to be. I really haven't tried to deal with it, and I probably need to. I'm going to need to, because eventually I'm going to stop receiving email. So,
all right, let's go real quick to an AI again, and that's interesting.
That's the solution. You get OpenAI's AI-based browser, and you tell it, "I need to clean up this mailbox. Can you help me with that?"
The city of Centerville, Ohio, has deployed AI-enabled garbage trucks that scan residents' trash and send personalized postcards scolding them for improper recycling. So they see what you are putting in your trash, and they will.
Yeah, this is the bot saying, "Stop being a human and act like a bot."
I mean, it's creative, and you know.
Where's Spence? Spence needs to hear this. Come on, you're talking about it when Spence away. This is the Corbin Project. This is
literally the Corbin Project. Yeah,
it's amazing. So hey, nobody even mentioned nVidia.
What about them? New stock high or something?
nVidia is the most.
Oh yeah, I saw that. First
$1
trillion company.
Yeah,
$4
trillion.
4 trillion. Yeah.
So they are the first company in the world to be
larger than most world economies. Country essentially.
Yeah. Amazing.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
I just asked ChatGPT. I said I have 47,000 unread emails in my Gmail, and I'm almost out of space. How do I begin the process of getting that under control? And it actually gave me some very good recommendations, starting with file sizes, and then nuking. It says nuke low value clutter, and it's talking about using their Google categories, the ones that they have built in, the promotion tab and all that other nonsense, to start removing things.
I tell you how,
and then set up a rule to never do this again. Use a filter to auto archive or delete incoming junk. Example, for a store promo, open an email from them, more, 3 dots, filter messages like these, create filter, delete or skip inbox archive.
Oh.
Interesting.
When I help somebody clean their inbox, the way that I ended up doing it is sort them by who they came from, and they're sitting next to me, and I said, okay, do you want to keep email from XYZ? No. Bam. I mean, they're all there. You go click and shift click and delete those and go to the next and the next and the next. Yes, it takes time, but it cleans stuff up, and the user is the one who's making the decision whether they want to keep that or not from that particular person.
You can do similar things. I don't think sorting by receiver sender exists, but you can definitely search by file sizes and stuff like that in Gmail, or you can hook it up to, let's say, Thunderbird or Betterbird, and do what Amnon is talking about, because then you get a sort of file-like control over the email.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Let's see. I don't think I have anything.
I don't have the feature, by the way. So
I think that you mean Gmail.
Yeah, I checked it. It doesn't exist on my account, so
it's supposed to be on the
but
up.
It'll take time.
Did you see where it's supposed to go? Where it's supposed to be? Okay. Yeah, something on the upper left.
No, yeah, I was looking for it. The unsubscribe per single email, that exists for years. But now the view, I don't see it in my
Okay.
Gmail app on Android. I'll look in the web, but I guess if it's not in the app, it's not on the web either. It's like because they roll this gradually across servers. So yeah,
All right.
it'll take time.
I'm realizing that Amnon is a large part of my problem as I'm sorting my email list. Amnon, every time I do work for
I know.
I won't name the company, their attachments are very large.
Yeah.
So I believe this is and actually there's a lot of emails in here from Amnon. I'm looking back at 2016, 2017, a lot of videos that Amnon was sending me at the time. Taking
Well,
up a lot of space.
You
in my-
can delete all of them. Everything from Amnon. You see?
Well, I don't want to.
I mean,
I'm gonna
no,
create a new rule.
seriously.
Anything from Amnon at deltaforce.net, filter, skip inbox.
Well, I'm not
go to
talking. No,
trash.
I'm not talking about the filter that will do it for the future. I'm saying right now, look in your inbox, and
That's
if
it,
you
yeah.
see anything from there, then delete it because you never. Did you ever refer to older emails from me?
No, of course, no. I mean, but see, that's the problem is like, that's why it's such a tough.
Yeah.
And by the way, ChatGPT does even tell me you're definitely not alone. This is a super common digital clutter issue. So ChatGPT is not shaming me. Unlike Katie, who was aghast at my.
That's crazy. I'm gonna shame you. That's wild.
Hey, Tommy.
So I'm going to slowly go through this.
Tommy Willis is in the chat. Boy, haven't heard from Tommy in a long time. Anything else, anybody?
John is asking. This is probably for Nick. Is Rocket Money safe to use?
I don't.
As
no,
long
I've
as you
never
want
used it.
them, as long as you want them to sell you a mortgage, yeah, fine.
Yeah, the only reason I brought them up is I've seen a lot of their advertising campaign is very heavy on social media, which makes sense because it seems like it's primarily targeting a younger audience who is likely to have all of these $2.99 to $7.99 subscriptions that build up. I've never
like
used
Katie,
it
who just picks them up as she goes.
as she goes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a little scavenger hunt. So I've never used it. What I will say is the company that's behind that, which is the Rocket Mortgage people, they are a legitimate company. So I don't think you have to worry about you don't have to worry about getting scammed. But to Gal's point, they will undoubtedly try and deal with, or they will undoubtedly sell your information and or try and sell you a product. So just keep that in mind.
Okay. What else?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, I guess we'll end the show. We went a little bit over, but that's fine. Good conversation. So thanks, Nick. Thanks, Katie. Spence and Gal. Boy, that was a full house. Really nice full house. And good morning, Kathy, Hannah, Nabil, Mac, Norm, Donna, Dina, Mati, Eleanor, Sarid, Yaakov, and Yael. Thanks, everybody, for tuning to Computers 2K Now. We hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something from our time together. Remember to practice safe computing. Back up your hard drive, update your virus scanner, change any same passwords wherever you use them. And Gal, what was it last year we added?
Backup 321.
Huh?
123. The 123 backups.
It wasn't the backups, it was something else. Okay, well, I'll need to listen to it and add it to the script here. Anyway, we'll be back here next Sunday at 9, but you can always reach us at computers2know.com. And again, Monday through Friday, Nick hosts the Carolina Journal News Hour on WBT, 1110 AM and 99.3 FM, and on YouTube. So just search for the Carolina Journal News Hour on YouTube and you'll get the information. And Nick also hosts his own show every weekday, 7 till 8, The Nick Craig Show. Just go to nickcraigshow.com and get the information where to see it live or how to download. And Nick and Brian host the Infection Podcast every week on Twitch. That's for gamers, survival games, some political points, etc. So go to infectionpodcast.com and get all the information where to watch on what day. And I guess that's it for today. Keep cool out there. It's hot. And we'll see you next week.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com and DeltaForce.net.